I'm Miss Salomashi. I'm a student doing biology, politics, and philosophy. I'm a feminist, all about female empowerment and emancipation. And join me this Tuesday on Girl Empowerment Talk.
Girls Empowerment Talk is funded by National Lottery Community Fund, Home Office, Her Majesty's Government, and BBC Children in Need. This is promoting the Rapid and Rebounce program. You are watching World You are watching Girls Empowerment Talk with VOO. Our guest today is the lovely Mr. Amasheye. She's a student and she is also a feminist. You're going to hear all about her and you will see her, all things being equal, shortly on this program.
I'm Miss Salomashi. I'm a student doing biology, politics, and philosophy. I'm a feminist, all about female empowerment and emancipation. And join me this Tuesday on Girl Empowerment Talk.
Hello. Good evening. Welcome to Girls Empowerment Talk. It's another beautiful weekend. I just wonder what you have been doing and how is life treating you. You're welcome to the program. Now, we have a lot to do to talk about on this show today. Just to quickly remind you that Girls Empowerment Talk is a part of the initiative put together by Girls Empowerment Initiative UK, CIC. And this is also part of the Rapid and Rebounds program that we have been rolling out in the community, supporting women, girls, and family. Now, a number of families have enjoyed the benefit of this program, and a million thank you to all our funders. We are so grateful to them. The wonderful lady who is my guest on the program today, a young lady, I met her last week and we had a discussion, and a very sensible discussion. And I just looked at her age and I thought, if only I knew what she knows now, maybe things will be different. Maybe, my choices will be different. But one thing is certain, she knows what she wants in life and she knows how to get it. Currently, she is studying and she's going to tell us all about herself, what she's doing, what she believes in, and we'll have that chat. Meanwhile, I'm just going to show you this in a minute. Rapid and Rebounds program for BME women and girls. Now, we have been supporting a number of families in the community. The phase one is ended and we are on the phase two. So the second phase is supporting women. And some people sent us a message and they wanted to know what kind of support can they ask for from Girls Empowerment Initiative UK. And I responded, and I'm going to share that with everybody. You can ask for any kind of support. Yes, we have our focus, we have our initiatives, but we can signpost if we cannot answer your questions. I'll break it down for you just for you to understand. We have been supporting families with even food. We've been supporting with money to for shopping. We have been supporting families, the young ones, with school uniform. So you can imagine, we've been supporting ladies with laptops. We've been supporting them with getting the internet. So, so anything. And if you're going through some challenges as well, maybe in the immediate family and you need help, we can support with that. Also, if you're facing abuse of any kind, we can support as well. Our doors are always open. You can come in. Just because of the restrictions we have, the social distancing, and so the number of people we can admit at a time, the number of people we can allow to come at a time is really limited. So we advise that you call us before you come. And if you just want to talk to somebody, just want to sit down and have a chat with somebody, you are welcome to, our office. That is our office address there, number 7, Commonwealth House, Montreal Road, Tilbury, SX, RM18 7QX. So visit our office for a confidential and empowerment chat. Sometimes things are just on top of somebody and you're in need of somebody to talk to, somebody to just bear your heart with. So please, you can get in touch with us. You can come to our office. And don't forget, every Friday, we have the social distancing lunch. That is also open to everybody. But please try and give us a call so that we can prepare. And at least we have an idea of how many people are coming. And if we are fully booked, we can just say, come the following week. And this is also funded by the National Lottery Community Fund, Home Office, Her Majesty's Government, and BBC Children in Need. Okay, so I'm always happy to be here every Saturday, especially after I've received news that we have been able to support more and more families in the community. So please, if you're watching me and you know that you need support, please don't be shy. You can see all our funders there. So this initiative is funded. The work that we're rolling out now, talking about the Rapid and Rebounds program, is funded so that we can support girls, women, and families in the community. So please get in touch with us. We are always here, we're always there. Our doors are always open, and we have the hotline that you can call, or send a WhatsApp message if there's a burning issue. You just want to talk to somebody, you just want to chat, friendly chat, please call that number, +44 79 515 22790, or just send a WhatsApp message and somebody will respond to you. That is our hotline and it's open 24/7. Okay. We are also talking about the girls club. Our girls club is open to young girls up to age 21 or 22. Yes, so you can join us at the Empowerment Girls Club. So we empower. When you hear empowerment, it's become so common now that you think, how are they really empowering the people? So we give the children, the young ones, the young girls, the young ladies, the opportunity to acquire new skills, to empower themselves and be confident, to gain confidence and self-esteem. So there are various activities that they do, that they take part in, that help them, to boost their confidence. So the girls are beginning to go out now. Before it was just 100% virtual meeting, but the girls are beginning to go out. And mind you, before COVID-19, it wasn't virtual, it was one-to-one. So the girls will come together and they have their supervisors that will be there with them just to guide them, make sure that they are in order. And mind you, they are our supervisors, they are all CRB checked. So they work with the girls, they support them in the community. They go out with them as well if they have to go on trips. They go out with them. So this is not, how do you say? This is not one of the girls' clubs that you know. This is quite different. This is completely different. I would just advise that you get in touch with us to register your girl child, your daughters, your nieces, register them and let them enjoy this opportunity to learn more about how to be confident, to learn more about the future that they need to work towards. And we've got people working with them. We've got some professionals also working to support them. So yes, please call. You need to fill a form. That is, your daughter will need to fill a form. So if your daughter is underage, then you will need to fill that form on behalf of your daughter. So please call that number or send a message to us that you like a registration form. So we will just take, or you can just text your email to this number +44 79 515 22790. Just text your email and say, I want my daughter to join Girls Club. And then we will forward the what do you call it, the admission form to you, so you can fill that form and send back to us. Or you can pop into our office as well at Tilbury. If you're close to Tilbury, you can pop into our office and you can fill that quickly, and we can register your daughter. Now, this is absolutely free to you. That means you don't have to pay anything. And I read on social media, somebody was saying, be careful if something is free. Maybe it's not good. Now, let me just explain that. Let me shed more light on that. If we say this is free, it's because somebody is paying for it. Yeah. And that's why I'm displaying all the funders on the screen now, so you can all see all the funders. National Lottery Community Fund, we must forever be grateful to them for the support. They have been supporting various projects in the community, and they're still supporting various projects in the community. Home Office as well, Her Majesty's government, and of course BBC Children in Need. These are the funders. They are supporting, and that is why we can run the Girls Club free of charge to you. So I just needed to clarify that. So you are welcome to Girls Empowerment Talk. And this is where we showcase, and this is where we enlighten the people about the support that is available, especially during this COVID-19 season, and even after. So we are talking about all the supports available. We are also enlightening people in the community about how to access the support that is available. So if you are a family and you know that you're having challenges at this period and you need support, please don't be shy to ask for support. So my guest today, like I said, Mr. Amashe, she's gonna be in a minute. I'm just gonna call her. I said to her I'll call her at 2015. So I think about now I need to call her, and we have a chat. She's a feminist. You need to listen to this young girl. She is so together, very composed. She knows what she wants and she knows what she's doing. So let me just put a call across to her. You will hear as I call her on the video. And I've got my techie person around who's gonna help me. Um, okay. So okay. I have seen her face, but she's here to see me. So we are going to do the techie bit of the thing so that she can be on the screen now. Okay, this is me and the guest. So give me a minute. I'm going to pop you onto the show tonight. So you are watching Girls Empowerment Talk, like I said, and tonight we have the beautiful Mr. Omashaye on the program. Um, my producer is just helping me out with the techie part of the thing to bring her on. Yeah, but I can see her. She's actually on my second screen here. We're just going to bring her onto the main screen where we are streaming live. So if you know any young girl or any woman or any family that needs help during this period, and when I say help, honestly, help with practically everything. We're talking about some families benefited from the uniform that we supported people with recently. Okay, is she here? Oh, I have to. Oh, okay. Pardon me. Change scenes. Oh, I've changed the scene. All right. This is where she's supposed to be. So do I add her? Add source. Okay. So bear with me, everybody. Frozen. Okay, window. Skype. Right. There we go. So this is my beautiful Miss Mache. Bold and beautiful young girl. She is our guest on the show today. Hi, Miss Anne. How are you? Okay, we can hear. Now I need to work on the. I need to work on the video, on the audio. I can't hear you yet. Never mind. I'm going to sort it out. Why is our audio not coming out? I don't want explicit. Why is it on explicit anyway? I'll turn off my camera. Here. Right. Yeah? I still can't hear. Hello, Missa. Ah, no way. Oh. I can see you, but I can't hear you. Can you hear me? You can hear me. Oh, so it's from my end then. Okay, so I'm just gonna allow my producer to help me with this one. So everybody, if you can hear me, we are sorry. We are just trying to sort the audio out for my guests. Everything is okay except the audio. The pictures are clear and clean tonight. Okay. Okay, I think I can hear her now.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Bingo. Hello, you're welcome. Welcome, Nisa.
Thank you so much. I can't see you. Am I not supposed to see you?
No, you can't see me. Sorry. You can't see me with the software I'm using. You can't see me, but but we can see you very, very loud. I
Okay.
mean, very, very clearly, and we can hear you now.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Right, you're welcome to Girls Empowerment Talk,
Mm.
and it was so good to meet you last week, and we had a lovely discussion. And I said we'll be carrying on that discussion on the show today. Um, we're saying the next generation of our girls are speaking. When we were young, we didn't have the opportunity to speak. I mean, yes, you can see us, but you couldn't hear us because it was part of a culture thing that you just keep quiet, you just accept everything, and whatever your parents say is right, and then whatever your teachers say is right. You just have to respect everybody, and you didn't have your own opinion. But I met you on Friday, and I know that you're quite your own person. You have your own opinion. You're clear, vividly clear about what you want in life and what is
Mm.
right. So we are
Mm.
going to be talking, but first, let's talk about you. I know
Mm.
that you're studying biology, politics, and philosophy. What a combination!
Mm.
But tell me a bit about yourself. A bit about yourself. Just before that, tell me a bit about family.
Well, I am the only daughter out of four children, so I have three brothers.
Right.
I, I am Nigerian and I grew up in Nigeria, grew up in Lagos. So I am very much aware of the culture side of things when it comes to gender inequality. And I've almost had it thrown in my face multiple times with the, oh, you're a girl, you should be doing this excuse multiple times.
Mm.
That kind of kick-started my passion about, recognizing and acknowledging the inequalities that culture actually breeds and saying this isn't right. And for so many times, I was actually told that, why are you being difficult? I actually mentioned when we met on Friday, why are you being difficult? This is not how people act. Like, and it's funny to me because this is all normal. Like, equality shouldn't be a discussion in my head, really. Like, why should you not want equal rights for both human beings who were made to be equal. So that
Hmm.
definitely there was definitely a clash growing up for
Yeah.
me. And another thing as well that also got me going with this is also how, as I grew up, when I was quite young, I was told and taught to prevent sexual abuse for myself, prevent getting raped, and protect myself from, as much as I
As you
could.
can. Yeah.
I noticed that the teaching of the responsibility was more on me and less on guys. And still up to the age I am, I still have those conversations. But
Yeah.
very much so since I was like 8 years old, I was almost taught to be seen by men as a sexual being before I even knew what sex was.
Hmm.
And that for me was, as the older I get, I kind of look back and be like, wow, so I was told, okay, you can't sit on your uncle, you can't do certain things. And that, as I've grown up, that has been normal. I expect that I shouldn't be able to be walking around in a bikini, just, doing things because I will be seen that way. And that is my fault. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
that has definitely kickstarted that as well for me.
Wow. You will agree with me that you have quite your own mind.
Yeah.
If you look around you and look at other girls and boys your age, you will agree with me that you have confidence and you, I mean, like I said, you know what you want. But you, if you agree with me, you realize that this is not the norm, especially in the Nigerian community. There's a kind of timidness, that comes with, especially a child coming from Nigeria. They expect you to be kind of timid
Yeah.
and respectful, kind of almost suppressed. You
Yeah.
see what I mean? But you don't have that. What informed your mindset, your kind of mindset? Would this be your upbringing?
I think, I'm very fortunate to obviously be educated and learn about the things I know about from going to school and being exposed.
Right.
And I definitely think I've had my mom push me and, just help me with certain things in life and trying to raise that or kind of eradicate that imbalance with my brother. So I'm not the only person just cooking. Do you know what I mean? So my
Mm-hmm.
brothers are having to do stuff like domestic work as well. And having been told before in the past that, Miss Anko, I'm getting in the kitchen with your mom and certain things being thrown around here that I think it was very helpful having that initial push from home a
From
bit.
home.
For me, what solidified my, I would say, feminist values wasn't actually um, being exposed to it necessarily at home. My mom wasn't necessarily a fan of the idea of feminism because she almost equated it with matriarchy, which is the misconception a lot of, I would say, Africans have about feminism and kind of its aim to almost abolish what society has created.
It's accepted,
And
yes.
for me, that came from, I go to an all-girls school, so there's no competition of saying guys are better. We are the people there. So it's very much so I've had to learn that I don't need to be attached to a man to feel fulfilled. And that is something I learned through going to school and listening to stuff, reading stuff. And I love Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. There's a famous TED talk that she does that I just love watching. But certain things like that have really made me grow in my passion for women empowerment, really.
Empowerment, yes. I love it when you say you don't have to, be attached to a man, to be, who you want to, or to be somebody. Because even at my age, I am still learning that. Because this is what the community, the society has put in our head. Like, oh, if you're not married, for instance, then you're not complete. Then not you're not respectable, so you always have that, how do you say, that emptiness. If you're not married, you always have that void in your life that you think, oh, if I was married, or let me just find a man by all means and let me just get married. But I thank God that you are not having that kind of mindset. And it would be nice if we can work on that with other girls as well, because I still notice that in our community, the young girls think they, until you have a man, then you can't make it, then you can't be somebody.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
glad, I'm glad that that is sorted with you. Now, you are a feminist. Who is a feminist? Let's break it down tonight because people have misconceptions about
Yeah.
who a feminist is. So you are a feminist, so you know who you know the traits. So who is the feminist?
A feminist is someone who, when you start breaking it down, basically the bare minimum explanation is a feminist is someone who stands for gender inequality, the social, political equality, physical equality of both genders. So it is not it does challenge patriarchy because patriarchy does kind of have that imbalance where
Balance.
men are here and women are here. But for some, like I mentioned earlier, this misconception that feminism equates to girls, women wanting to put themselves higher than a man is not the case. It is more of we want to level out the playing field, and the opportunities that are being given to the male child should be given to the female
And the
child,
child as well.
irrespective of whatever culture has said is acceptable or not. And that's basically what it is. So just equality for both genders.
Okay, so when we now talk of girls empowerment, what
Yeah.
so what is that one as well? How do we break that down as well?
For to me, I think girl empowerment is really about acknowledging and appreciating the power in female individuality. I think for so long, society and culture has almost perpetuated our oppression and the exploitation of females. And when you step into that place where you do acknowledge the of power in our voices, in our uniqueness, in our names, I think that is when you step into that place where you begin to encourage that growth.
Yeah.
And that is, like I mentioned before, something that has continually been suppressed.
Yeah.
So when you really encourage girls to recognize that and step into the fullness of that idea that on my own, I have everything I need to be fulfilled,
Yeah.
and there is power in who I am as an individual, and me being
Okay.
female is power in itself. Just because for generations I have been told that this is I am the weaker
Mm,
gender,
mm.
certain gender, that does not take away from the inherent value we have as females. And I think that is genuinely what it's about. So it's encouraging girls to see that and acknowledge that whatever this society has said about who I am because of my gender is
Mm.
simply false, because there is power in who I am. That is what
Absolutely.
it's about, really.
Okay, so we have been making so much noise about gender equality, I mean gender equality. So many programs have been rolled out and sponsored by various agencies. But are we actually there yet? Do we have gender equality in place yet, in your own opinion?
Absolutely not. We do not have gender equality. I just finished reading this book called Invisible Women. It's by
Hmm.
Caroline Criado Perez, and she basically sets out the gender inequality gaps. And
Inequality.
there's less data for females out there. And something I found incredible, because I'm also doing a 5,000 word essay on female education and how that helps alleviate poverty in Nigeria. I kind of through my research from the two of that, I've kind of acknowledged there is a massive gap in multiple sectors, literally from the size of our iPhones to female representatives. There's so much gap that still needs to be filled. And the excuse that you hear a lot of men and a lot of people come out and say is, why do people keep banging on about gender equality? Like, women are being given opportunities now, like we're there. But that is another misconception, which is again utilized to suppress our voices, because we are not there. There is still a wage gap. There is still, culture still being have people still having conversations about culture where women are still being suppressed, and there's so many things that haven't even been addressed, let alone solved. So I definitely do not think we are there yet.
Yeah. So we are going to look into some typical examples of gender inequality, if you have one. And, on Friday we were talking and we mentioned the marriage setting, the home setting i.e., the husband and the wife. And the culture has made us believe that the husband is the head, he's the leader, he's in charge. Either he has the capacity to be in charge or not. That is what our culture and society has put in place, and we just fall into that. That is one example. I mean, from your own age group, especially this Gen Z, you have your own, things going on completely. Can you give us an example of inequality in your own generation?
I'm actually trying to think because that was actually the one I thought about as well, because that's something kind of that had been projected to me from like parents
Oh,
and
okay.
family
So we
stuff.
can talk about that as well. Because remember on Friday we actually touched that a bit. Well, we're talking about marriage and
Yeah,
the gender inequality that is going on around the world, and a lot of young people believe that that is the right thing. That, oh yes, I'm married to a woman because she's a woman and she needs to be under me,
yeah.
and that's how they treat. So, what is your own opinion in all of this?
So I actually have like an anecdote. I remember being told by a male in my family, he was like, when a man makes more than a woman, it is not the woman's role to speak up about that and have conversations about how she's the breadwinner. She has to kind of, cover up
Conceive it, yeah,
so
conceive.
that is not normal. And that definitely made me step back and I was like, hold on. If I'm working and I've established a career that is worth recognition, I now have to lower that and reduce my pride and my achievements because of a man. Like it's almost when you say out loud, it does, and people do agree with that thinking. And when you say out loud, it's obviously ridiculous. And in the sense of marriage, then because it is in that people have they use religious injunctions to make justifications for this whole hierarchy in marriage that God has made this to be like this. But
Mm-mm.
that doesn't take away from equality in my head. I don't believe. You said something really interesting about when someone, even if they're incapable of leading the home, they're still the man.
Yeah, still
They're
the head
still
in charge.
in charge. And I really don't know how that actually works. I don't really know how um it's been made to be that's been made to be justified, because how can somebody that's actually incapable of running a home just because they are a man just run it? I think I'm happy that we are stepping into more of an enlightened age where people are beginning to appreciate that that balance is needed, and you hear that the most successful relationships work with cooperation and work with equality and work with mutual respect. And that hierarchy is definitely not needed to have a functional home, which we've been taught almost by culture that this needs to happen, and where the woman almost tries to step out of her boundaries of just cooking and taking care of the kids. There is going
Mm,
to be divorce. Do you know what I mean?
I do.
And guys,
You mentioned mutual respect,
yeah,
which I think is the key thing in relationship, in marriage, in home, as we say. And we didn't realize that mutual respect is something that cuts across. It's mutual respect between the man and the woman, like the husband and the wife, even the parents and the children as well. There must be that mutual respect. Everyone should have their own boundaries and gauge and what have you. I mean, but looking at marriage, and that is one of the problems we're having in broken homes nowadays, is a situation where a man cannot identify and work on his excesses or on his shortcomings. He just want to be in charge because that's what the society has told him to do, to be. I mean, that's how the society has molded him. And he gets to a point where he is not capable of holding forth, and then he breaks, and he breaks apart, and then the home breaks. But I'm seeing a different pattern now in your generation, because it's like your generation, now understand that being a man or woman does not automatically make you the leader. I know so many people, especially the Christian fold, the religious bodies, will really be against this. But in marriage, you are the fact that you're a man does not automatically mean you're going to be the head. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
Does not
No,
does not automatically put you in charge of a
yeah.
home. So it's
It
like
does.
a partnership, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree with you. And I think the that misinterpretation from religion is kind of what has definitely um aided this problem, because people are then being like, oh, you're speaking against God's order.
Mm,
And when I have just spoken about this cooperation that's needed and how that is actually in the most successful relationships, that is definitely something that I think um, that is something that does clash with our way of thinking nowadays. So the fact that culture has said this is how it should be and you're defying God, and then we are coming and saying, no, equality is what is needed in a successful marriage. I think that clash is where the conversation sometimes doesn't even, it's not even had, but it definitely does need to be had, because as we've seen, so many old habits and old ways have not actually benefited the lives of women in
no way.
you know, recent times. So it definitely does need to be relooked at, that hierarchy.
Okay. So if you are just joining us, you are watching um, Girls Empowerment Talk, and my special guest today is Misa Omashie. Misa is actually a student and a feminist, a very interesting young lady that you need to listen to. She will be very much around, and because I want her to actually come around and empower our young girls. Now we are having talks about gender inequality, gender equality, and we're talking about the activities of a feminist. Now our programs, especially this period, are sponsored or funded by National Lottery Community Fund, Home Office, Her Majesty's Government, and BBC Children in Need. And the aim is to support girls, women, and families in the community with the need that they need, especially as COVID-19 is causing a lot of challenges and difficulties for families. So please, if you know somebody that needs this support, it could be anything, because people keep asking me what kind of support can they ask for. It could be anything. Even if you think, you know what, we're struggling to put food on the table for the children as a family, please get in touch with us. We are really supporting people in Essex. So if you're not based in Essex but you need support, you can also get in touch with us, because we collaborate with other agencies and other charity organizations. We know a few that we can signpost you to. So please, we don't want anybody to sit back and suffer, especially if you have children at home. We don't want the kids to suffer. So this is where we bring guests. Most of the time, I love to bring people who are agents of positive change. I love to bring them on the show to share their work and their passion with the rest of the young girls who will be watching us, with the rest of the families and people around the world who will have the opportunity to watch this program. So Misa Omasheye is our guest, like I said, and we are going to be talking about not just inequality, about the work of a feminist. And we are talking about the experiences of young people as well in the community. Where did we go wrong? And how can we correct some anomalies that resulted in gender inequality? So, Misa, thank you so much. I'm really glad that we're having this conversation. Now, there's something every girl needs to know before starting a relationship with the opposite gender, because now we clearly understand that our culture, our tradition, and the religions have given us a kind of mindset that resulted mostly in gender inequality. If you if you understand where I'm coming from. Now, as a young girl, what do you think every girl needs to know? Maybe not everything, but there are some particular things that can result in abuse if a young girl is not aware of these things. Can you share some with us?
I think for me, something I had to establish before I actually put myself in relationship is, as I've mentioned before, the idea that I I am complete, I am whole in myself, and I do not need to be attached to a man or have this man in my life to be fulfilled as a woman. Building that self-respect and that self-love and trusting you and your beauty, I think, is so important, because at the end of the day, when there's this massive misconception about you need a man has definitely led to a lot of problems in a lot of relationships, where women are actually dependent on this person to feel, to fill those voids in their lives that
Mm,
actually you have the capacity to fill yourself. And as a Christian, I believe my identity is obviously grounded in Christ, and I was not made to need a man to fill
to
that
feel that.
fill within me. I think that is something that actually a lot of girls actually aren't taught enough about, because you feel like I have to go out there, I have to get married early, I have to have,
Mm,
but that's not what it's about. Actually, you find you are your most happiest when you are complete and whole within yourself, and you are happy within who you are, not within a relationship.
right.
That
I totally agree with you, because looking back into my life, um, these are some of the challenges that I had. I mean, you think, because you have the, how do you say, they believe that it's the man is the head of the home, he's the provider, and so you just have to do minimal things. And so many young ladies who are now women didn't really build themselves up properly. So I caught that, from what you're saying, that you, as you are complete as yourself. And if you're not complete yet as a young person, you need to find yourself.
yeah,
You need to discover yourself. You need to build yourself. Because with or without a man, you should be, you should be complete.
yeah,
You should be somebody. You
mm,
should be successful on your own, because relationships go, relationships come, as they say. So this is why some ladies, when relationships break, they can't stand it, because they depended on that other person, financially, emotionally, and so on and so forth. Like I said, if I knew back then some of the things I know now, my journey would have been different,
yeah,
because I was also in that category at a point in my life where I thought, oh, uh, my husband must be in charge. I'm giving him that respect. He should handle the money. He's the head of the family, even though I knew that he wasn't very good with money, but that's what the society. So every young girl needs to be complete in
yeah,
themselves. So I picked that from you, and I'm going to share that. I'm going to spread that around. So if you're a young person watching us today, it's important for you as a young girl to understand that you need to build yourself up first before you even start thinking about a relationship with the opposite. Yes, you can have, I mean, normal friendly relationship, but when you're getting to the age where you want to begin to have a serious relationship, you're old enough to start considering serious relationship. You need to consider yourself first. You need to check yourself first. Am I really ready? Am I built? Am I equipped? Am I
mm,
complete myself? So
yeah,
that if this relationship is not working, I'll still be able to go on with my life. So that is extremely important. I'm going to take you back a bit to the inequality discussion we're having. And there's this vicious cycle of inequality. What our parents missed, and what this generation, the coming ones, needs to change in order to break the vicious cycle.
yeah,
You will see a lot of broken homes, a lot of divorce rate, kids going wayward here and there. A lot of things are happening. And our mothers, this is what they taught us. Our mothers
mm,
taught us that, you know what? Whatever your marriage is, whatever your relationship is, you need to stick it, you need to stay in there. And so you see women who are experiencing like domestic abuse, they remain
mm,
there and they say, oh, we're remaining there because of our children.
mm,
And then the yeah, they're remaining and they are suffering, and they said, yeah, you need to suffer for your children. You're suffering because of your children. So you see a lot of women endure domestic violence, domestic abuse. And then the kids that they raise, they become products of that environment and they carry on. Of course, that's what they will do because that's what they've been saying all their lives. So these are some of the mistakes that our mothers made. And some of us are also making that mistakes. But as a young person, I know you guys are not going in that direction at all.
Mm.
So,
Yeah. I like what you said about things your parents because a lot of the time I think sometimes situations that they've been in are actually projected onto children, and you kind of are learned to see that as normal, and it's kind of this whole cycle of this goes on and that happens. And for me, I think something that I would love to see more parents actually have discussions about with their children definitely is about sexual assault and rape, and also how you respect human beings. So that does link in well with domestic abuse. I think there's still that gap with boys and girls, and still that girls being taught about preventing and guys not being taught about you are not entitled to a woman's body in whatever form that might be. And parents really making that stand to be like, you do not do this to another human being, you respect all women. And I think that will definitely eradicate so many of the societal problems that we face today, as opposed to just leaving that responsibility for girls to wear modest clothing and not go out at a certain time and be watching your drinks here and there. Certain things I do think the balance does need to be relooked at, and giving that focus, that education to boys as well as girls as well.
So
Yeah.
yes, education as well, because that is another part. You'll be amazed that there's still some parts in Nigeria, for instance. We can only use Nigeria because we are familiar with Nigeria. There's still some parts in Nigeria where they think education is better for the boys, and the girls can just go and learn a trade or learn a skill and then go on. So there's some places where we're still struggling with that inequality, even in this modern day.
No.
Okay, so you are studying biology, politics, and philosophy. Not easy combination.
No. No.
So what informed that combination? Is this part of your plans for the future?
Well, I've always loved RS, so I've that has always been set. Like I'm going to do that from GCSE, I always knew. And with biology, I never really was a science person at all, but I love learning about autonomy in my body, how things work. So that's worked really well for me. And with politics, I find that was actually more of a mistake. So I picked that up I picked that up on GCSE results day when I just decided I wanted to do something different from I was meant to do English. And I am so thankful for that option because it's really given me the opportunity to connect the exterior and the interior parts of life, and thinking of how things work. For example, we vote a certain way, and then connecting that to the philosophical understanding of a lot of things. So it's really given me that connection, which actually aid conversations like this. So it's really helped me.
Yeah.
And hopefully in the future, hopefully for university, so next year, I would love to do politics, philosophy, and law. So they work well together. So yeah, it would be. They do actually propel me for what I want to do in the future.
So what's actually the vision for the future?
Actually, I think more about it every day. I think the more I do research into female empowerment, I would like to work somehow in politics, maybe, or civil service, where I'm actually helping aid legislations that are inclusive and for female empowerment.
Right.
And I was actually reading this article about this woman called Lois Ota, and she was she's a polio survivor, and she ran for House of Representatives in Nigeria last year. And she said her disability will not stop her from achieving her dreams. And I found that was obviously really incredibly profound to me, because she stood for female empowerment and inclusive legislation. And I think it's so important that we have more female representatives in positions of power
Power.
where, the system has constantly failed people, failed females, failed marginalized sectors in society. I think that is so important. So I hope to pursue something where I can make that sort of change, active change
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
future.
In the future. Wow. And I wish you all the best in the future as well. You are one to look out for, especially in the feminist world. You are one to look out for. Now let's look at this scenario, a young girl in a relationship, like we have said. Um and she is, how do you say, she is experiencing abuse, but she's still in that relationship. From your own mindset, from the kind of upbringing you are and the young lady that you have evolved into, what kind of advice would you give that young girl?
It's a very hard situation. I think I would first say you are whole and you are never ever deserving of such a situation. And you are so valuable and so beautiful and so bright, and you have so much ahead of you. And I do apologize that you've been put in a situation where someone has made you feel like you are less than what you deserve to be treated as. And I would say I pray that you seek help, because no one deserves to be in that situation. And I also would like to advise that you realize that there is better out there. People might try and convince you that, yeah, that whole thing of you have to suffer for love and all that. But suffering and love are not, compatible. You can't be in a blissful relationship with, as we talked about before, mutual respect, where you are being cared for and nurtured, where there is absolutely no abuse. So that is just a reminder that you are deserving of more and never deserving of abuse.
Right. Thank you very much. A question, a very funny question that somebody sent in, and they're saying, okay, you believe so much in equality. Okay, so if you go out with your boyfriend, then you should not expect him to pay the bills. You will, so are you sharing the bills equally? Have you thought about that?
I've always actually believed in saying that I would share, like split the bill equally. When I've been in certain relationships in the past, it's been like the guy has almost, said that, no, this have a problem with that, because I could insist at some point and say, I would like for to pay for you. I think if that is, it's more of we're still equal here. The fact you're
Yeah.
paying for me doesn't mean you're, somehow greater in this relationship.
Mhm.
But sometimes if you want to treat the person you like, I think that is absolutely fine as well.
All right, thank you so much. It's a pity. I'm sorry, people, that have not been able to pick up many questions, because normally we'll see questions, but I have not been able to pick up many questions. I'm just trying to check quickly if other questions are coming in. Too many gadgets. So you're watching Girls Empowerment Talk, and like I said, my guest is Misa Omasheye. So we've been talking seriously about gender inequality. Okay, this is not coming on. So if you have been sending me messages, I'm sorry that I've not been able to pick that up. I am not able to see that on the show today. But yes, after the program, if I see any of your questions, I will definitely answer. And if the question is for Mr., of course, I will send the questions to her. But yes, I'm sorry, we are not able to pick any of your questions except the ones that you sent, direct to the Facebook page. Those are the ones I can see at this point in time. So I'm just quickly saying, would you, someone, okay, mention in a comment. Give me a minute. I'm just trying to see. Okay, so this is Uju. She says, I believe the tide is changing in terms of acceptance of dysfunction and abuse as the norm. We can't rest on our laurels, though, and need to speak out more, not less, against that oppressive cultural norm. She said, loving this conversation. Thank you so much, sis. Thank you for dropping that. And yes, so many people have sent in some. I'm just going to go through that quickly. Elizabeth Lucas, she says, amazing. Well done, girl. The best is, this is the best way. So she was responding to our earlier conversation. She said, man shouldn't be a priority, but ladies should enjoy their life and focus on their purpose. She said,
Yeah.
absolutely, there's power in who we are. Well done, Misan Amasheye. I'm so proud of you, Elizabeth Lucas. Uju says it's refreshing to see a young lady with a healthy and balanced view and understanding of feminism and invested in continuing to educate herself on the subject. Well done, Misan. um yeah, so those are the ones I can see so far. I'm not able to see the rest, but if you have dropped any comment or suggestions or questions, if they are for Miss Anne, of course, trust me, I will direct them to her. It's so wonderful to have you on the show today. So once again, for the sake of those who are just joining us, I would just want you to recap again on feminism. How did you get into this?
Okay, I got into feminism from being the only daughter in four with of four children. So I have three brothers, and as a Nigerian, I have been directly exposed to the cultural norms of being a girl and having a certain role in the household. And I think the second point I made about being kickstarting my passion for women empowerment
Yeah.
was also how at such a young age I felt like I had almost been made to be seen as a sexual being before I knew what sex was. So that was something that I identified as wrong and not something I want to be normal for any other girl.
Girl.
Yeah, that's for me what it was.
Fantastic. Someone is curious and they are asking this question. How old is Misa? You sound so mature.
I'm 17.
17.
Yeah, I'm turning 18 next month.
Wow. So yes, Misa is 17. Well, 18. 18 next month. Wow. Wow, that's the big 1-8. Wow, amazing. You are really, really mature for your age. How I wish we could just go on talking and talking. I think at a particular point in time we have to bring you back on the program. And please, I would love you to join the girls empowerment. I mean the girls club.
Yeah,
I would love you to join the girls club. There's so much we can do together, and there's so much the younger girls can learn from you.
yeah, of course. I would love to do that. I would absolutely love it.
Thank you so much. It's really nice to have you on the program, and thank you for coming.
Thank
You would think what a way to round off the program because we've actually spoken about everything.
you.
I mean, we can't speak out about everything, but we've spoken about some of the points that we
Yeah,
intended to speak about. But I'm glad that you're able to make it to the show tonight. What a refreshingly different guest you are, and
thank
I'm gonna watch out for you. I'm watching out for you in the future.
thank
Because
you.
I would not be surprised if you end up in politics. To be
I
honest,
I would not be. I honestly wouldn't be surprised at that. I've been looking into the career
as well.
options.
Thank you so much, and give my love to your mom as well, and a big thank you to her
I
for her
will.
support. Thank you, my son. Take care of yourself. Wish you all the best.
Thank you.
It's nice having
Bye.
you on the program. Bye. Okay, thank you. Okay, so that is the beautiful Miss Anne Omashe. Not just beautiful, bold as well. She's got her self-esteem intact, and she is a young lady full of life, and she knows what she wants. How I wish every young girl will understand life and who they are. um, the boy and the girl child are equally important. It's quite different from what the culture, the family, to the society, religions. It's quite different from what we were taught when we were young. You think the male child is superior, and because you are a female child, you belong in the kitchen, or you should be submissive, and we've misinterpreted that word submission to be to mean that you have to be a slave, but that's not what it is. For even from this young girl, I have learned something today. Last week Friday, we had a conversation, and I learned a lot from her. I learned that every child must be allowed to express themselves, because it's important. It's going to be important, I mean, in their adult journey later in life. We should allow the young people to express themselves. We should encourage them to express themselves. We should support young people to have a good head start in life, either boy or girl. And most importantly, we should let the girl child know that she is equal to any human being that that she will come across in her journey in life, and she should never allow anybody to put her down in any way, in any form, in any shape. And this is why it's important for us to educate, to train our children, either girl child or male child. It's important for us to train them and educate them properly. And most importantly, it's important to show them love. It's important to nurture them with love, because love gives them confidence as well. The love that is coming from the mom, from the dad, from the immediate family, it builds their confidence and self-esteem. So we should always remember that. If you're just joining us, we have just finished the program and I've got to go now. A million thanks to our funders, National Lottery Community Fund, a Home Office, His Majesty's Government, and BBC Children in Need. Please, if you are in a situation where you need support, support of any kind, I mentioned earlier on that even if you think at this point in time you're having challenges putting food on the table, getting the groceries from the shop, it could be as little as that. I mean, it's no longer illegal, because we know now that everything is challenging. So I won't say little, it's a serious thing. So there is support available for you. Get in touch with us, Girls Empowerment Initiative UK CIC, on +44 79 515 22790. Please get in touch with us, and we have some support package in store for families, girls, and women, especially if you're based in Essex. Our office is open Monday to Saturday, and even sometimes on Sundays we open if there's an emergency. But you can be sure to get us Monday to Saturday. It will be lovely if you can ring us the hotline, that number scrolling on the screen. It'll be lovely if you can ring us before coming. If you cannot come and you want somebody to come out to you, we can arrange that as well. Just send a message to that WhatsApp, the hotline. Send a message, send a WhatsApp, and somebody will be in touch with you. The beautiful thing is that line is open 24/7. So please get in touch with us. Thank you so much. This is how I got to go today. God bless you. Take care of yourself, whatever you do. And remember, we are here to support you.
I'm Miss Sanomashi. I'm a student doing biology, politics, and philosophy. I'm a feminist, all about female empowerment and emancipation. And join me this Tuesday on Girl Empowerment Talk.
Okay, so this is how we're wrapping up today on Girls Empowerment Talk, and the program has been made possible by Girls Empowerment Initiative UK CIC. Our Rapid and Rebounds program is still very on for BME women and girls. That is, if you need support, like the kids need support with the things they need back to school, talking about uniform and shoes and so on. We have the free African food hamper that is still available. We have empowerment sessions going on. The girls club is also going on. We give help with food and support in every way possible. So visit our office for a confidential and empowerment chat if you need it. And our office address is number 7 Commonwealth House, Montreal Road, Tilbury, Essex, RM18 7QX. And the number to call will be +44 7956 146951, or the very popular one that you all know, +44 79515 22790. And this program has been made possible by the kind donations of our founders, the National Lottery Community Fund, the Home Office, His Majesty's Government, BBC Children in Need. Emilio, thank you for joining us this week, and this is how we're rounding off for the week. Join us next week by the grace of God, but remember to help us share this program so that as many people as possible will get to know about the support programs that we have in place, especially during this COVID-19 season. This is Veronica Olabisi Obadara. You call me VOO. Take care of yourself. Bye. Thanks for watching.